Uh, there's a say that goes like this: a house divided against itself cannot really stand. Uh, it's really important that we understand the say here, because a house divided against itself is destined and to fall. It is doomed to collapse. It's a house that cannot stand. It is divided against itself. It's like having a house. In a house, you have parents and you have kids. A husband, a wife, and kids. And then when they're trying to build a house, the father say, "Let's start with the wall," and the mother say, "No, we're gonna start with the roof," and the kid says, "No, we're gonna do the foundation." That house will never stand, because everybody is looking for their own thing. It's like what I want right now is what needs to be done. However, that's just one part of not the extreme. That's like the you know the a little bit more like the light part of what our community is faced with, as far as our own getting better and moving forward and being successful and developing. It is with a heavy heart and really with a lot of sadness that I have to talk about this thing, where we are having difficulties as a community. We've been having this difficulty for a long time. We've been having these issues that we, quite frankly, don't want to confront. We don't want to find a solution to these problems. And so long as they continue to be in place, we are not going to go anywhere. It is sad to see that we have lack of support for one another. Instead of looking to find ways to work together and to build together to support one another, we seem to always focusing more on destroying one another. If somebody is trying to do something and we want to destroy that thing, and I've seen this for a long time in many many different ways. We cannot continue going like this. If somebody is starting a business, let's say somebody has a restaurant. They start a restaurant. You should not be looking to finding ways to bring that person down, either by making all kinds of accusations or putting in bad reviews about that particular business to try and make it collapse, or saying bad things so that people do not frequent that place. It is a bad way to go about it. And some people don't do it that way. They would just go ahead and open another restaurant that sells the same exact thing right next door to that restaurant. We should not continue be thinking like this. We should not continue think in a negative way. We should start thinking about positive ways. How can I improve myself without destroying my brother or my sister who's doing something? If my brother or sister start a restaurant, I need to figure out ways to say, well, she or he started a restaurant. Now I am going to start something that can be sold in that restaurant. If they're cooking food, then I can try to find out what kind of food do you like to cook there. That way, I'll be the provider for that restaurant to that raw material. This is something that we need to understand. We need to stop continuing to think about ways to destroy one another, to not support each other, because that's what we've been doing as a community. We don't have support for each other. We don't have love for each other. We keep fighting. We keep thinking about ways to destroy the other person. If they come up with an idea, we are trying to figure out ways to destroy it, instead of saying, how can I improve this idea? How can I help my brother, my sister? How can I make them better? You need to start thinking about, how can I make them better? It is not about me. It's not about you. It's about the larger community. It's about the larger idea. Yes, of course, when somebody comes up with an idea, they need to benefit from that idea. Of course, because it is their idea and they put in efforts to make it better. And this is something that needs to be understood. On the other side, if you have an idea, it is okay to share that idea with people that you trust. If I have a great idea and I see like this is a good idea, but I'm not able to act on it right now because of financial reasons or something, it doesn't mean I don't have to share that idea because I'm scared, quote unquote, somebody else is gonna take my idea and do something with it, a benefit from it. So you would rather have, and this is a problem. This is an issue. We would rather have that idea die with us, really seriously, without acting on it, when we could put the idea out, give it to somebody else to act on it, or talk to somebody about it to say, look, I have an idea, but I don't have the means. Can you help me with the means? Or can you take this idea and make it into a reality? Because it's not about you or me, it helps somebody else. We need to stop hating each other. We need to stop competing against each other. When I say competing, I don't mean competition, positive competition, because positive competition is good. I mean negative competition. Looking for ways to destroy the other person. Something we don't see in many other communities. If somebody has an idea, they put it forward and say, look, I have an idea. Do you have something better? Can you do it better? If you can do it better, here it is. If you find something that is really important and productive and can help your brother or your sister, don't sit on it by yourself. Don't try to just benefit on it. And we keep seeing this, and it really is, it's hurting. It is hurting and irritating. We need to quit doing that. We need to start thinking about ways to improve not only our lives, but improve the lives of other people. Put in the time, put in the money. It's okay. If it's your idea and you die tomorrow, even after death, you can say, well, I may have started this something, or somebody may have taken this idea of mine and made it better. I'm feeling good right now. I'm a better person because this idea that I started did not die with me in my grave, but it sticked. It stayed. It helped somebody. You can see people who, like, they know their brother or sister has a, let's say, a hair salon, but they prefer to go somewhere else because if I take my money there, they're gonna be richer than me. What kind of thinking is this? It is their idea. Support them. So what if they're gonna be richer than you? You didn't have that idea. Can you have an idea of your own that people can support as well? Can you think better instead of saying, well, I am going to just try and figure out ways to destroy that person. That person starts something, I'm going to find a way to destroy them. That person has an idea, I'm going to find a way to undermine them. To put forward negative ways of doing. Like, we're always, as a people, as a community, we're always focusing on the negative. Like, somebody comes up with something, we just like, so what is negative about this thing they're coming up with? Instead of saying, okay, what are the strengths of this thing? How can we improve this thing? If you think you have a better idea, why don't you put it forward? But you cannot put a better idea forward when what you're thinking, what I'm always thinking about, is about how to destroy that person, about how to destroy this idea, about how to undermine the other person. Somebody took their money. Go back and build a hotel. This is hilarious, interesting, and crazy. They build a hotel trying to help the country and that community to bring in some income so people can have a job. And guess what? The people in that particular community, they start going to poop around and pee around that particular place, and they paint all kind of things on the walls. Imagine this. I mean, seriously, this person, he left the West to go back home to say, I want to do something for my community. But this is what they do in return. And we do this. It's not like just people leaving here, going there, even here. We are doing the same thing. We are constantly trying to destroy one another. It's gotta stop. It really gotta stop. We need to start thinking differently. Otherwise, we're not gonna go anywhere as a community. When it's always about you, about your community, your specific country people, about your own tribe, your own ethnic group. When it's not about the bigger picture, the entire community, everybody, you are not going to lead us anywhere. We are not going to lead anywhere. We will always be last, always there trying to catch up. We can no longer afford to do that. This is a moment to stand up and say, I'm going to stand up for what's right. I'm going to do what is right. What is right is for you to support your brother. What is right is for me to support my sister. It is for me to support that person who is there, who is trying to do something for the community as a whole. Stop going behind somebody's back and stabbing them in the back. Stop going behind somebody pretending to show like you love them, but going outside and saying all kinds of bad things about their idea. If you think the idea was so horrible, how come you didn't come up with it? It may be a bad idea, but can you find ways to make that bad idea into a good idea and improve it and even bring the improvement to that person and say, look, I think you have a great idea, but at this point, the way you're thinking about it, it's not working. It's not going to work. How about you try this? Make one another better. Make each other better. That is how we're going to move forward. That is how we're going to be better as a people. But if we continue to think negatively and try to destroy one another on a regular basis, regardless, all we seem to care about more is hate. We hate more than we love. We need to stop hating and start loving. Even if the person becomes a millionaire, do you understand? If they succeed, it is your kid, it is your brother and your sister who might be profiting, benefiting from that. Do I understand that? Do you understand that it may be you or me benefiting from that? If we just help them, give them a little bit of hand and say, look, I'm with you. I'm supporting you. What can I do to help you? Instead of saying, they're starting something. What is in it for me? If there's nothing for me in there, then I'm not going to help. Why does it have to always be about what is in it for me? And then, even if there's something in it for you, you want it all. I want it all. That is crazy. It is crazy thinking. It is crazy thinking. We need to stop thinking in these ways and start thinking about making ourselves and others better. And making ourselves and others better start with loving others and loving ourselves. When we love ourselves, we're going to love others. And we love our community enough, we are going to say, this is enough, is enough. I'm going to start thinking positively, supporting and helping my brother and my sister who is trying to do something. I am so thankful for all the fans, the members, the contributors of the African Messenger. You have made this a great success. Thank you very much. And I wish this is going to be a reality, that we are going to start supporting each other and making each other better. Thank you so much again from the African Messengers studios. We say peace to you, and please keep it positive and think positively, because it is about time we do that. Thank you very, very much.